Okay, all right, we'll do it. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. We'll do it. Welcome to the Fry Out podcast. Got there in the end, didn't we all? Here I am. I'm Matt Clues. Fred Blagden's here. Chris is here, and so is David George.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Hello.
Ray, David.
Yeah, I don't know if they can answer, but hopefully they're well.
That was addressed to you, boys.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
really well. Yeah,
All
I'm
good,
doing
thank
great.
you.
Apart from the pedal falling off my bike on my cycle ride today.
Please tell Chris.
Just riding to St Albans, and I was about 6 miles away from home, and the pedal came off, which was great. So I was stranded. I had to ring my Tour de St Albans crew, which was my dad, and he came along in the car with the toolbox, managed to fix it, which is great, and then got pedaling, and then realised it was actually coming loose again, so I had to turn around and go home and cycle back.
Oh,
But managed to make it back without it falling off, so it's all
you've done
good.
well though. You've done well. That's good. That's good effort.
Did exercise?
Yeah,
You're only 6 miles away from home at that point.
What's that?
Like you're only 6 miles away from home, so it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. So I've cycled about 12 miles today, 12, 13 miles. I did a little bit extra later.
Right.
So you've gone back to the two wheels, Chris.
Back to the two wheels, yeah. I've stopped with the one wheel for the moment. May go back to that again in the future, but we'll see. It's going to come back at some point. I might do it on the podcast one day. I haven't quite decided.
Yeah, well, we've taken a couple of weeks off. You've seen a few videos from us recently revealing all on various different subjects. There's still more to come as well, so hold fire on that. I know some people have been asking a few days recently when the next ones are going to come, and I promise you it's soon. So hold out for that. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on at the moment. So we've tried to find some good, funny stuff for you, and we're going to start off with Chris.
Hi. Yeah, we need some light-hearted stuff, I think, at the moment, because
We do.
It's
The
all a
world's
bit
gone to shit.
Yeah. That's one way of putting it, I suppose. Please, some of you boys have seen this, because this infuriated me, as it should every person in this country. There was a TikTok video online, right, of this American woman who said, "Oh, I've had so many requests from people asking me to make the perfect British cup of tea. So that's what I'm going to do today." And we're thinking, oh God, we know this is already going to go horribly wrong. And then it does, inevitably. She starts by putting just standard water in the cup. Obviously,
water, isn't it?
Yes, because Americans don't have kettles. I found this out. Kettles aren't really a thing for them. They prefer sort of coffee machines.
It varies though, Chris, because I went to America and some kitchens did have kettles, but the one I was in, I had to boil water in a pot and then pour it into the cup if I wanted a cup of tea.
No.
These Americans.
Not how it's got to be done. It's got to be in a kettle, doesn't it? Really, for the perfect 100%. Cup of tea.
Yeah.
So she's already gone wrong there. Then to warm it up, she puts it in a microwave for a minute.
It's frankly disgusting. I think what she's done there is, it's just disgusting, frankly.
Sacrilegious.
I don't think people want tea up.
Absolutely infuriated.
She then put the milk in and then added the tea bag.
But have you seen how much milk she puts in, Chris?
Yes.
Oh,
Poured half a gallon of milk in the tea.
All the cows in India can produce that much milk. And
It's true.
They're sacred in India.
Absolutely, they are. So you probably wouldn't be getting some. But it is awful. It's absolutely awful. She's done that. And then they said, now to put some sugar in. And she's poured the sugar from the tin. Like, not a teaspoon.
Where's the little spoon? Everyone's got a little spoon in their sugar jar.
So she's poured about half of the jar of sugar. And then I think in goes the tea bag afterwards. Well, hopefully we can get like a little bit of
I think if my memory serves me correctly, it gets dunked in.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So it's just in and out.
And then they stir it for about 2 seconds, and then take the tea bag out, and then she's like, "There you go, a perfect British cup of tea." And everyone here is basically going, "No, how dare you? What have you done?"
Also,
It's
I
just
conveniently
outrageous.
stirring it with a teaspoon, which should have been in the sugar.
Yeah.
I've watched Second World War dramas less harrowing than watching that TikTok, frankly.
Same. Honestly, the tragedy of it. And the irony of this is, and I was thinking this to myself just the other day, right? If the Americans hadn't poured our tea into Boston Harbor, we would not be in this situation right now. That's the irony of it all.
Yeah, it's true.
So
one of the most important moments in American history, and that's what we take from it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Honestly, just standard America. But out of all the things that have happened in America, that was one of the ones that really infuriated me the most. I mean, there's quite a few others, but that is close up there.
Things that happened this week. That's probably maybe.
It just adds to the list of things they can't do.
I have lots of things I'm very passionate about. Penny pasta being one,
as we know,
lockdown being another, and this has made me so angry. I bet it made me so upset I could barely get up in the morning after watching it. I was so angry and so just upset. It's tragedy. This is what the world has come to. Thank you, coronavirus, for producing this.
What I love is this woman's posted up on Twitter as well, and she's put up an American flag, an American emoji, and a Union Jack emoji. And someone's tweeted back putting 1, microwaved water, 2, milking before teabag, 3, no steeping of teabag. You need to take that Union Jack off that tweet.
I feel like
we are not having that.
She's literally taken the piss, basically. And then, seriously.
My favourite comment of them all is one person's put, she's performed the impossible task of reuniting the country.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
As the fry up, we are the leading authority on breakfast.
Exactly.
And so we'd like to publicly condemn this video.
Yes, we would.
There's only one way to make tea. Teabagging first.
Yes.
Then water.
Yes.
And the teabag is left in for at least a minute, up to 3.
Yep.
Then comes the milk, and you don't put half a pint in there. You put enough. Well, some people like it a little bit more milky, but still, half a pint is far too much and should be pumped out. And then sugar with a spoon. Stir. Ding, ding, to dink off the excess tea like liquid. Spoon in the sink or the dishwasher. I don't really care about that part. Then get your tea and glug it down. There is no excuse for putting the milk in first. People who do that, I think they should be locked out of the country for that sort of offence.
Yeah, I know a few.
Also, want to point out it was in a glass. And as a cup and saucer, man, outraged.
Well, before we move
That's
on,
the worst part of the video.
Before we move on, I had a friend who we were around a friend's house, and he made us a cup of tea, and the person making the tea had put the milk in first, and my friend has basically gone, "You're making that again." Not having it. I'm grateful that you've decided to do it, but make that again. Not having it.
Go again.
You're as well within his right. Your friend is well within his rights to say that.
Absolutely,
yeah, for sure.
Spot on. But there you go. That's the thing that one of the things that infuriated me the most. There's quite a few other things, but we probably won't go into those.
I think most people are infuriated by a lot these days, Chris. I mean, yeah, opinions are rife.
well, we've had that, and then we go to this, which is a story I found a couple of weeks ago. You might have seen it as well on Twitter. Livingstone Football Club decided to take things into not only their hands, but their fans' hands as well, as they couldn't decide whether to give their goalkeeper a new contract. And what they decided to do was do it via a poll on Twitter and got the fans to vote whether they should offer him a contract or not. The options were offer him a contract or get him out. And I'd like to say, like to officially announce on the fry-up that he has been offered a new deal. But the good thing that has come from this is the fact they actually raised a lot of money for a few mental health charities up in Scotland.
Brilliant.
As well on the back of this. I think it's raised over $250,000 now. So that's done really well in that sense. But on the back of that, obviously, great idea. Could also have gone very wrong. Secondly, my question to you boys is, think of a decision you have made in your life, anything at all. Which one, and then whether you would put that decision on Twitter. Would you let the people of Twitter decide for you?
I've got one for David in mind, but I think he'll probably think of it himself.
Should I have gone to Crew for a haircut?
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one, to be fair.
That is a good one. So, for context, obviously, David it was third year of uni. Yeah, it was third year of uni, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
David went to go get a haircut and came back with my kind of haircut at the moment.
Yeah, I asked for grade 3 back and sides. She did the back and sides, and then she started working on the top.
I went straight through with the razor.
Straight across.
I mean,
Oh, that wasn't what you wanted, was it?
I just remember.
What the hell have you done to my head?
A bit late now. We can't go back.
I remember being in town. I think I was with Chris at the time, or Matt.
You with Brad?
Was another friend of ours? Yeah. And I remember texting David. David texted me and go, "Something's gone wrong." So I did like, what? And all I got in response was just a picture of a selfie of skinhead David George, which
it's the news slowly got around the group chat, and it just this picture appeared.
Yeah, no, well, I don't know where it was.
I think I sent it straight to Chris.
Yeah, well, no, the first I knew of it was in the group chat. Your name was changed to Ross Kemp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I knocked on your door, and then I came in and saw you sat on the chair looking delighted.
What was worse is I had to go on work experience 3 days later.
Yeah.
I didn't know this until I actually started working there. But when I walked in, memes started flying around all the other reporters in the room, comparing me to Millie Bobby Brown out of Stranger Things.
Oh, mate.
Which was, so, I mean, that was just great.
That's good, mate.
Not the high point of my life.
That is.
All right, I'll tell you what it was. Wasn't it Halloween?
It was Halloween.
Yeah, it was.
Perfect
timing. A few comments made about that as well.
I was out buying a costume when I got a text.
Yeah.
Swiftly moving on to somebody else.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Someone else take the flak, I beg.
Decision.
Maybe my decision to move back to Southampton. I wouldn't put that on Twitter because I don't know what the other result would have been. It was a good decision in the end.
But what would you have put on Twitter?
Maybe
whether to buy a hoodie or not. I couldn't afford one less.
What about the decision to go back to uni, do a master's?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have put that on Twitter. I don't trust my friends who said yes to that.
What about to support Sunderland for a year?
I don't mind doing that. I mean, to be honest with you, Newcastle are like watching paint dry at the moment, so.
So most football is, to be honest, because there isn't any.
Yeah. No, there's not any football on at the moment, obviously, because we've been watching the horse racing and snooker, as Chris knows. You replied to my tweet on, was it Sunday? I watched the racing. Yeah.
Just a few weeks until F1, boys. Just hang in there.
It's all right. It's all good.
Rugby was in today with full crowds, which is pretty amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I've been watching the golf, and because it's come back the PGA in America, and because obviously again no crowds for the golf, but it's the only sport I think that's been enhanced by it because we don't get any arseholes going get in the hole.
Yeah,
that
true.
rubbish.
Yeah.
So actually, it's improved it, so it's quite nice viewing for a change. So,
what's your decision then, Chris? Something that decision you've made that you thought, I could put that on Twitter.
I don't know. Maybe there's a couple of people I've liked to have punched or hit. maybe that when they get annoying. Actually, looking back on it, maybe looking back, we're talking like years ago, though. We're not talking.
I didn't think you had it in you.
No, I mean, there's a couple.
You're the nicest guy.
Do you know that you have those situations where you might be having a shower the next day, and then you go back to something that happened like a month ago, and you reenact what you should have said or what you should have done.
Most days, Chris. Most
days in the shower, like
do that all the time.
In there for a while and just like.
I win against myself in the shower sometimes.
And then there are times you go back and you be like, you're like, should I have said that? Shouldn't I have said that? You constantly go through those. I don't know, maybe that. But on the subject of that, can I just like to reach out to Arsenal Football Club here, and can you put up a Twitter poll to offer Shkodran Mustafi a new contract? That would be great. Thank you.
So that's the one. That's the footballer that should apply to, surely.
Yeah, that's what we're wanting. Come on, Arsenal, do your thing.
Can Bournemouth do the same with Dominic Solanke?
Newcastle do the same with any of their players. We don't they can also
overhaul.
When the Saturday finally arrive with all their money in that truck they've got, we can start buying some actual players with some talent.
Matt, your choice?
I don't know. One thing I was thinking about. Do you remember when a good friend of ours, Carl, who is very into this podcast, by the way? So hi, Carl. I know you're going to be.
Hi, Carl.
It was before he was about to move in with us, and it was all very quick. And because two of our other housemates were moving out, and we found one housemate, but Carl was a friend of the housemate we'd fallen out with who was moving out. So maybe we'd put that on Twitter because obviously we were a bit like tentative to begin with.
Yeah, because I remember you being, I know, what's he going to be like? And it turned out to be a top bloke.
Obviously, love you, Cole,
And-
but it would have been quite funny. I think he would have
And,
loved it.
and he's also a fraud, so we can say that as well.
One of our closest friends now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Friday, what, 3
Yes.
4
So
years?
actually, I'm glad that didn't get put up on Twitter because people may have put no.
Yeah, true.
I'm not being funny. I'll probably put no. I don't really like change. You boys know that.
Yeah. Anyway, David, what you got for us?
So I don't actually have a story this week, but I am prepared with the topic.
You call yourself a journalist?
What
As I
you
say,
been
it's the
doing?
weekend. It's the weekend, and
It's
I've
all,
had stories.
it's all dried out.
Yeah. So me and my partner went shopping earlier today. She picked up a few bits, and she wanted to get some cotton thread and a bobbin because she's picked up a sewing machine this week.
Cool.
And we got to chatting. We went around Sainsbury's. They didn't have any of it. We went to B&M next door. Also didn't have it. So we sort of got to chatting about sort of professions that are dying out. Sort of the idea that there was no cotton or anything, there was no bobbins, etc. Got us on the sort of track of the mindset of there probably aren't that many seamstresses anymore. Kids don't grow up going, I want to be a seamstress. Now we published an article earlier this week of the 20 most popular jobs for kids. And the usual ones are up there, sort of doctors, firefighters, nurses, professional footballers. Number 3 on the list was social media influencer.
Really?
So sad.
I can believe that.
Sad.
I can believe that.
It happens.
There are so many people out there, like even just when you're flicking through Instagram, it's just people trying to do stuff that aren't doing anything anyway, sort of thing. Like they're just sitting at home, they're starting a YouTube channel because they want to put some makeup on, sort of thing.
Well, there was that expose documentary, wasn't there, about not necessarily influencers, but celebrities that were getting paid by charities to make posts about their cause, because it was Channel 4 that did it, Dispatches, and they set up a fake charity and coaxed some celebrities to ask what their asking price would be to get involved in going to a charity event, and also to post up on their social media. So we had loads of those as well. So, and like some were charging like 30 grand, 40 grand as well.
Really?
Crazy
which
money.
is
Crazy
insane.
I mean, you take it with you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would, but it seems quite wrong, particularly when it comes to charities. But influencers, I just think I mean, of course it's a cool job, but it's an incredibly difficult industry to
It's
get
a flash
into.
in the pan sort of thing. You could come and go in the blink of an eye, and that's it.
I think it happens as well. They're not really a job. You can't really like train for it. It's just sort of, it's luck.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to social media influencer, that sort of thing is luck. But sort of looking at the professions that are dying away, stuff like being a seamstress or cobbler, like shoe repairers. You don't really have any of the independents like that anymore. I mean, even as far as to say sort of greengrocers and butchers, they're a dying breed.
We've got a greengrocer around by us who's doing really, really good business, which I think is lovely. It's nice to see that happening. But yeah, I'm totally with you. There's so many industries that are dying out. It's nice to travel to different parts of the country, particularly once this is all over, and you can go to different places and you can see people that are, working on what is a dying art. Don't know what it might be, but I always find that fascinating.
Yeah,
I feel like greengrocers, it's not so much they're dying out. It's the little ones that are. It's the big ones that are like moving into supplying restaurants, isn't it? Which isn't really a commercial job, I suppose. It's more of the sort of industrial side of it, which is thriving. Not at the moment because every restaurant and hotel in the country is closed, which has been, a lot of fun for everyone involved. Love going out for a meal when, oh wait, no, everyone's closed. Let's stay in that hotel.
Stay and get the Papa John's in.
Without being funny, what did
as well?
what did we all want to do when we were growing up, when we were younger? Because I didn't really want to get into I don't know if I want to get into radio and journalism. It kind of fluctuated. So I'm not quite sure what I wanted to be actually.
When I was really young, I wanted to be a vet. And,
did you?
Yeah. I wanted to go and work like a proper vet in Africa with lions and stuff.
That's awesome.
but that changed. I got a bit older. Found rugby, and then Facebook, and then I realised that actually, after 3 years of doing an actual course, actually I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. So ended up re-studying something else, and I think that is what
Imagine Fred operating on your cat.
Oh god.
Or dog.
Well, if he's qualified, he's qualified.
Only that your tortoise didn't quite make it.
So sorry.
I'm sorry, I had to put it
Oh
down.
no!
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Yeah.
The good news is your vet bill is going to be a lot cheaper next year.
You don't have to worry about insurance.
Oh man, like if I had the training, I think I'd be an okay vet. I mean, sticking needles inside animals. You're either doing that, you're either a vet or what those people called a taxidermist.
Oh no, that's
stuffing
horrid.
animals.
You can stuff animals.
Yeah, I know
That's
you
the job.
can, but you would want to do that.
No, definitely not. I mean, for me at the moment, animals are just for me at the moment, they're probably I'd use them as pets. I wouldn't use them as anything to do with my profession.
I don't get people who stuff their animals.
No, it's weird.
Yeah,
Of
you're
course, Chris.
very odd. Very odd.
Matt, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
That's a good
I
question.
didn't really know. I knew I always wanted to do something involved.
Singer.
No. I always wanted to be involved with sport in some way. I don't know. And then obviously I would have loved to have played football, cricket, but it's just too competitive, and I think I gave up a bit in the end.
I think it's such a small number of people that get to do that job.
Exactly. So even at the lower levels.
Yeah.
But I think, and to be fair, the journalism thing, I wanted to go into reporting on games and stuff like that. So I guess I sort of had a taste of that a little bit, but I think that was, it was sport in some way, basically. So
yeah.
Sums it all up, really. What about you, David?
I mean, this is going to be fairy tale stuff. I always wanted to be a writer. So I started out as a kid, I wanted to be a novelist.
Yeah.
Then sort of year 5, year 6, I realised that that's a lot of work, and you might not necessarily get paid for it.
Yeah.
So I started looking at journalism basically from about the time I was sort of 11, 12.
Yeah.
And now here I am, about to take my seat.
Living the dream.
2 weeks' time.
Yeah, boy.
Dreams can come true.
They can come true. Work for your dreams, because they can happen.
I'm going to be sick.
We can be funny, but we can be inspiring too.
We can be.
Let's move on.
If you got something you want to do, go out there and do it.
Chris, did we get what you wanted to be when you were trying to grow up?
It changed. I went to Disney once and wanted to become a monorail driver. So, I mean, I don't know. That's genuine.
That's pretty cool.
That's genuinely true. And then I used to get the bus to school. I thought, you know what, a bus driver's a pretty cool job. And then my mum thought, do you know what, we're not. No, I mean the bus driver's fine, but we can aim higher than this, a little bit higher. Not saying. By the way, bus drivers are incredible. The way that they drive is insane. But I think when I got to my early teens, I knew that I wanted to be involved in journalism in some sort. I think at one point, kind of sports journalism, I used to go and report on just matches I went to and different games and stuff. And then realised I quite like to do loads of different parts of journalism, politics or whatever. And then refound my love for radio again, because I was really obsessed with it when I was younger, because I used to listen to it all the time. And then found that love, and now I'm working in the industry, which is very cool. So.
Very cool.
Dreams do come true, David. They do.
Dreams can come true. You know you got to have. No, you got to be strong. Oh. Anyway.
Perfect time to move on.
Lads, we've got 6 minutes left. Fred, can you wrap it up in 6 minutes?
Yeah, let's do it.
You reckon? All right, go on in, Fred. What's yours?
No, it's fun shoes sexy. Do you? Question. Do you find shoes sexy? It's a rhetorical answer.
No.
Matt?
No.
Great.
No.
No.
You don't find shoes sexy? Well, lucky enough from Thailand, there's a man in Thailand. He has had sex with more pairs of flip-flops. So...
It's taking a turn.
Don't know Brad, lads, but I've had sex. Never flip-flops though. So Yeah, this is weird, right? It's weird. Locals had complained of their shoes going missing in central region of Thailand. He was caught on his neighbour's CCTV, nicking their flip-flops, and apparently takes them home, has a little rub down, has a little date. And he's very romantic, this lad. He doesn't just he's not a hit and quit kind of guy. He romances them and then rubs them all over his body in a sexual manner. So yeah, sex with flip-flops. Thoughts?
I wouldn't do it.
The worst thing that could come up on a never have I ever with for that guy.
Never have
How
ever
does he
had sex with a shoe.
Okay, I've
And it
got, a
just
really
hit
weird,
with the background.
I've got a really weird question. How? Like, what does he do? Like, have you
I'm going to be honest with you, Matt.
Tread carefully.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be honest with you, Matt. I didn't find this story till about an hour ago. I've been looking for stuff all day. I found the news quite bleak. I found this on a random Google search about something completely different. It came up on one of the various news sites. So I clicked on it and found this very strange, frankly.
I mean, in answer to your question, Matt.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever done this before. Just a nice little caveat.
Just add that bit in.
Please tell me,
I'm
David.
just using my imagination here, but you know the bits that sort of keep your toes in.
Oh my
Yeah.
I think that actually
Well,
make
that's
it.
what I was
flip-flop.
thinking.
You could pull if you pull those out because they're connected to the bottom.
No,
of
but
the
that really
flip-flop,
depends. That really depends on. I mean, some people's aren't going to fit in certain areas. Well, anyway.
Is this a good time? Is this a good time to tell you, lads? I found out that my mum watches these podcasts.
Hi, Mrs. Milligan.
Hi, Chris's mum.
I am so sorry, mum.
Chris offers me
Switch
flip-flops.
off.
Just say no.
They love it. Everyone loves it.
My mum and dad watch it as well, and I've just said some things that
I mean, what is this bloke like when he goes into like a Clark's or a Foot Locker or an equivalent out
Oh
there?
no.
I just
Yeah, can I just take these into the fitting room, please? Yes, certainly, sir. Take as long as you need. Oh, don't worry, I only need 5 minutes.
He's got a shoe fetish. That was specifically specified in the article. I think my top 5 this week is going to be top 5 shoes to have sex with, but I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think we need. I think
this week we may have to abandon the top 5 because the story I've gone with top 5 shoes to have sex with is a very niche topic, and I don't feel like I should be pushing this upon anyone.
Not if you can't advise specific.
And you haven't experienced it either, so.
Come back to us next week. Come back to us next week with the top 5.
There you go, Fred. Monday to Friday, there's your top 5.
or maybe this chap is watching, messages in and tell us the top 5, you know? I mean, flip-flops we know is probably going to be number 1. But, you know.
If flip-flops isn't number 1, there's nothing wrong with you. That's sexy sort of shoe, that. Just one maybe Crocs. Crocs. Now, if you got Crocs on, rock out with your Croc out. You need to go taking on their knees for you. I mean,
out with your
Crocs out. Crocs are a chick magnet.
Whack your Croc out.
But see, just to slowly go back to this, I hastened to talk about it too much. Did he return the flip-flops afterwards? Once he
he keeps them, and they have to be used. I mean, so Clark's will be fine because I mentioned they're the most sterile, factory fresh flip-flops they've got in there.
You won't catch anything.
Go into a second-hand shoe shop, like I don't know, office reused or whatever. I don't really know what they could. I don't know what they use. Mainly a charity shop. Runs in there. Has a quick look at the flip-flops, goes mental, does his business, gets out. I mean...
Does he get PTDs instead of STDs then? They pediatrically transmitted.
This story deep is
very good.
Ways than one.
I mean, I've heard stories of like there's the bloke that fell in love with a car and all of this before.
That was weird. That was very weird.
Who are these people?
Well, this bloke's from Thailand. I've forgotten his name. That's how
not relevant.
That's how much I researched this story.
These are very lonely people.
There we have it. Don't have sex with flip-flops.
If those people are watching, hello to you. And we'd just like to say to you, thanks for watching. You've made it this far.
I apologise for any flashbacks of weird trauma you're having after listening. That's what I do. Inspire and provide insight on.
We'll see you on the flip-flop later.
See you on the flip side.
Thanks for watching. Go subscribe, give us a like, and you'll see us very soon.
We're on iTunes. Subscribe.
Yes, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, of course. Highlights on Facebook. We're everywhere. And Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Buy my flip-flops off me if you send me a message.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
On that bombshell.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.